Look, I think this one surprised me a bit because of all these complaints online going after Trump and the Epstein files. You might think his approval ratings were going down with Republicans. If anything, they're going up. Republicans who approve of Trump, look at our CNN poll. The prior one, 86%. The one out this week, 88% were Republicans. How about Quinnipiac? The prior poll, 87% approve of Republicans. This week out, 90% with Republicans. If anything, Donald Trump's approval rating has gone up since this whole Epstein saga started. He is at the apex or close there too in terms of his popularity with Republican voters, Epstein files, complaints or not.
You just proved that not everything online is real.
Yes,
in real life.
Who knew?
Amazing.
Twitter and X are not reality.
Is there any reason that you can find that this hasn't taken hold and hurt him?
Yeah. I mean, on X, all you hear about is the Epstein files. But how about out in the real public? Republicans who said the top issue was Epstein case. The answer is one, and not 1%. One responded. This is a great little finding that Ariel Edwards-Levy, who of course is part of our polling unit, found. Just one single Republican said that the nation's top problem is in fact the Epstein case. Not much of a surprise that therefore Donald Trump's approval rating has not suffered with Republicans because of the Epstein case. Because the bottom line is most Americans say it's not high up on their priority list.
I started it over and I didn't mean to. Good morning, everyone. It's the fucking good morning for MAGA, despite all the people on X and YouTube absolutely crashing out and melting down. They have more to crash out and melt down over because we're still winning. Epstein files be damned. We are still winning.
Despite. Everything is just a meme now, boys. It's so over.
Yeah, no, and I've had this conversation with people quite a few times already in the last couple weeks about how like this is, and I touched upon this a little bit last week that you weren't here for, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. This is not gonna damn him. This is not gonna cost us the midterms because nobody cares. Like the terminally online, and listen, I'm terminally online. I admit it. I am what I say. I am a part of the always online. Read too much news. I know the whole Epstein drama. Like I'm down for it. I'm here for it. I'm just saying, normies don't care. As far as they give a shit about,
I am basically.
Yeah, well, as far as normies are concerned, he's dead. His partner's in prison. Most of his victims, and now people are gonna probably spurg out about this, but seriously, most of his victims are not baying for like heads on spikes.
Yeah, they're
Like
not
there's
paying for blood. I think that's the biggest factor here, really.
yeah,
It's just
there's
like none of the victims are even saying anything anymore.
yeah,
So,
there's
like,
no
I mean, I
three.
know the whole Virginia Guthrie, like, thing where she supposedly fucking killed herself. It's like, but like, realistically, is there anyone else?
Well, there's a few. Like Blair White did an interview with one of Epstein's victims, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few. Like, look, it's not that there are no victims out there who want some of the men they were trafficked to see justice. And look, if there's evidence for those men, other than just your
Go after him.
testimony, yes, go after them. But if there's no evidence, then there's nothing we could do.
Yeah, by
Now,
all means, go after him.
and if there is evidence and the Trump administration is covering it up, well, then that's also bad. But
That's a bad thing. Yeah.
I'm over here like I don't know. Like, do we really have do we really have evidence of that?
Mm. I mean, I think the bigger thing with a lot of people is, do we really have the leeway to do all that shit at the moment?
Well, what I said on X the other day was that, like, look, there's well, hell, let me just pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Gunther Eagleman, by the way, who had that clip that I used for the cold open. Let me scroll down here. Oh yeah, this is what I said. The official narrative from the Trump admin is not, and I put that in all caps to emphasize, is not that no crimes were committed, no girls were trafficked, or no minors were abused. Bondi and Patel have both admitted that there are tapes of Epstein with girls, many of them underage. Maxwell was the one who procured most of them for Epstein, which is what she was charged and convicted of. What the Trump admin claims is that there was no blackmail ring and that Epstein didn't keep a codified list of clients, quote unquote, that he sold girls to, when they were sold, and for how much, how old the girls were, and what sex acts they did. That there is no videos of Clinton, Dershowitz, Gates, Prince Andrew, or any of Epstein's other famous friends with said underage girls. The Trump admin is not in any way claiming that Epstein and Maxwell are or were innocent. Anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. People are disappointed because they thought they were going to get to see Bill Clinton get perp walked out of his house in handcuffs. The fact is, just knowing a guy, having him in your phone, or having your phone number, going to his house, flying on his plane, or visiting his private island are not crimes. While I do think many of Epstein's friends, Prince Andrew being the most prominent one, partook in his proclivities, any evidence that they did is non-existent, either because it never existed at all or because it was destroyed long before Trump retook the White House. I hate these people too, but we can't imprison people without evidence. Even the Democrats didn't go that far. They tried to imprison Trump, but they did it by legal means. It failed because they couldn't prove he actually did anything truly criminal. If we start blackbagging every famous person we even mildly dislike, then we're opening a Pandora's box that we will never be able to close. If we start gulagging people, disappearing and unpersoning people who we don't like, who have takes we don't like. Listen, there are a lot of people out there who have takes I don't like. But I don't think they should go to fucking prison for it. Who say things I don't like.
Well, they tried that with Trump. It's just that it failed miserably because, like, they couldn't even convince their base that he was fully that guilty.
Yeah, they couldn't demonstrate.
Like, if there was a political will within their base that was the case, it would have happened.
Yeah, they
then, like, they couldn't even convince themselves.
Yeah, they couldn't demonstrate true criminality. That's the problem. That's the reason why a lot of the court cases he's lost were civil. E. Jean Carroll was a civil case. And the criminal cases get thrown out because, well, there's like,
just no standing on most of them.
The record, like the Mar-a-Lago classified records case got thrown out because it's bullshit. The Georgia thing, bullshit. They got him. He is technically a felon because they got him in New York, but they couldn't substantiate the type of criminality required to, convince America that he was unfit to be president or to put him in jail. They turned him in. They
they only convinced him that he was like, he was more than fit for it.
They made him
because
they turned him into a felon for what amounts to a clerical error. So The point is, so like they want him to go to prison, but they never tried. And that's what I'm saying. We can't look. Would it be very cathartic and would it be unifying as a country? Probably to see Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew and Bill Gates and Alan Dershowitz and all these people that we hate.
Well, I don't know about Prince Andrew because he's, as far as I know, he's not a U.S. citizen. So
No, but he committed crimes on U.S. soil.
Yeah, but we can't touch him unless the UK extradites him first.
Well, sure, but what I'm saying, sure, and
I'm not sure, even if he's been disowned, I'm not sure if the royal family would allow that.
Well, here's
especially since King Charles is the one in charge now, not Queen Elizabeth.
Charles probably wouldn't extradite his own brother. Well, but again, he doesn't make those calls. That's Parliament. Now, would Keir Starmer do it? Maybe.
Probably not.
Well, it depends.
I wouldn't be willing to bet on it.
No, I wouldn't necessarily either. I would bet that he wouldn't. But I'm saying I could see a situation where Keir Starmer could be convinced to extradite Prince Andrew. And here's the thing: he wasn't disowned. He was relieved of his royal duties. He still got a royal estate to live on. He still got his royal stipends. He was
still called. He actually is still called Prince Andrew. Then
he did not lose any of his. Yeah, he didn't lose any of his titles or anything like that. He just was. He was relieved of all of his military. He was all of his military ranks are gone. He's still styled as a prince of prince of the British monarchy. So
all right, fair enough.
And the house he lives in is a manse that belongs to the royal family. So yeah, he's. He wasn't completely disowned, but the point is that
I misunderstood that. And my apologies, because I sincerely thought that he was. Yeah.
So did I, but I looked into it, and it turns out he's not. That's the it's not just colloquially people still call him Prince Andrew. He still is styled as a prince.
Prince Andrew.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Prince Andrew, the Duke of not Essex. I can't remember what he's the Duke of, but
Edinburgh.
No.
I don't know.
No, the Duke of
Edinburgh. Essex is a. Oh no, I'm thinking of Sussex. Sussex is the those two.
Yeah,
Harry
Sussex.
And
Harry and Meghan Markle. Yeah. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I can't remember who's the current. I don't know who has the current title of the Duke of Edinburgh.
Duke of Edinburgh is the crown, the heir apparent, isn't it? So wouldn't that be
the Prince
of Wales is the heir apparent, right?
Yeah, no, the last person I know who was the Duke of Edinburgh was Prince Philip.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Queen's husband. So, but he was given that title later on. So I don't know if that is specifically. I don't know who in the line of succession becomes the Duke.
Because he was what the significance of Duke of Edinburgh is. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm not quite sure either, to be honest with you. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't really care.
Fine, but let's take Prince Andrew off the table. Alan Dershowitz, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, fucking all
RFK allegedly.
Yeah, if these, all these people, would it be, like I said, unifying as a movement and cathartic as a country to see all these people that we hate get perp walked out of their house in cuffs and see them pilloried?
We don't hate RFK, but
in a criminal. I'm not a big fan of his. I'm not one of those people who instantly forgive.
I don't hate him though. Yeah. We don't hate him.
I suppose. Yeah,
right. That's the point. Right. It's we don't hate him.
I like Cat Turd, but I'm not one of those people who vitriolically hated RFK Jr. and then instantly liked him as soon as he got good with Trump. I remember RFK at the end of the day is still a Democrat. He still has
socialistic tendencies. Yes, we know. Mm-hmm. That's never gonna be never gonna be. I don't think that's ever gonna change. But I don't hate him, but yeah.
But it would have been cathartic and unifying to see them perp walked out of their house in cuffs. But it was just it's and we were talking about this before we went live. Is that what if the official line from the Trump administration is that there was no blackmail ring, that trafficking occurred? They're not, like I said, they're not claiming that no trafficking occurred or that there were no trafficking victims, because there were. The official line is that him and Ghislaine were trafficking women for themselves, girls and women for themselves. Now, did all of his friends who went to his island, are you sitting there with a straight face and telling me none of them partook? Of course they did. That's
why you go to fucking Yeah, that's why you go to friends' places to do the shit that they have at their house.
Logically,
And
some of them
sometimes
had
part of
to
those
have.
things that you do are the girls. So
Well, and we know for a fact Prince Andrew did because Virginia Giuffre. He's had to settle with her out of court,
yes,
or he had to settle with her.
yep,
Like it was a civil case, but
hmm
still, like
still happened. Yep, yep,
so, like
yep.
so we know at least some of them partook. But here's the thing: what if it wasn't a blackmail ring? What if they're all just sick fucks? What if they're all just
Yeah,
perverts?
and they
Like,
all they're all high society. So like
yeah,
obviously,
yeah. Like, what if there was no need for a blackmail ring because these guys were all just friends?
yeah.
Like that's the thing. What like and also another thing. Let's go ahead and say this is like the thing that kind of like blows my mind. Like doesn't like one of the reasons why I don't take the outrage over the Epstein files super seriously online is because a lot
hmm
of the people who are currently screaming for the release of the Epstein files, not all of them, because there's a lot of people I respect. Like Benny Johnson really wants them released. That's fair. Matt Walsh really wants them released. Again, fair. Like I disagree.
Well, yeah, like
Well,
Matt
not
Walsh has kind
disagree.
of made his entire life about protecting kids from the whole
Yeah,
trans thing, and this is in the same vein. So I can
yeah.
understand that.
Well, and when I say I
Yeah.
disagree, like when I say I disagree, I don't disagree with the release of the Epstein files. They should be released, but like I disagree with the whole. This is like the
This
big
is the issue of the age.
yeah the
Yeah,
big make
yeah.
or break issue that's going to destroy MAGA. No, it's not. But like a lot of the people just want evidence that Epstein is connected to Israel. That's what they want. Like I'm saying
Yep.
it here. That's what they want. And here's the thing. Let's go ahead and say that there is an Epstein dump. That Cash Patel and Pam Bondi just say, all right, fine, you win. Here you go. Here's all the grand jury testimonies, which is coming out. We'll cover that in a second. Here's all the depositions of all the girls who
Yeah,
were trafficked that we
this
were
is
able
just
to like.
fucking JFK Files Part
Here's
Two. Is
yeah
all of this.
here's
That's all of this is.
and here's allegedly whatever it was, like 5,000 hours of surveillance footage from his home in New York and Little St. James of him having sex with underage girls. And if there is
Yep.
nothing in this pile of evidence that says he was the Mossad asset, all these people will automatically claim it's bullshit anyway.
Yep, it's the same thing as I said. JFK Files Part Two.
Yes, because it's
that's all
not
it
about
is.
protecting kids for a lot of these people. It's about sticking it to the Jews. Like,
Yep. As much as they hate to admit that.
Epstein and Maxwell were Jewish. So automatically, that's what they think that this is going to tie. This is going to be it. This is going to be the smoking gun that's finally going to get America and Israel
To stop to stop supporting Israel. And it's like, guys, as much as I kind of agree with some of your views, stop being delusional. Seriously.
Like
Just
here's the thing, and they can't even keep like the story straight because one of them will like mention that like some guy who knew Epstein will say that like, well, he said he was Mossad, and then like they'll say, and then Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, I think it was his name, he was Mossad. Okay, so fine, but then like you get instances where they claim that Epstein himself claimed that he was CIA. He didn't claim that he was Mossad. One of his victims claimed that he bragged about being part of the CIA. So, like, what is it? Was he CIA or Mossad, or was he was he both? Like, and here's the thing:
was he MI6?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I think there's more. All the evidence that he was an intelligence asset is all circumstantial anyway. It's all hearsay. It's all people saying these things. There's no like hard evidence. But like, I think there's more circumstantial evidence to say he was CIA and MI6. First of all, he's an American. Maxwell's British. British high society, too, by the way. So, and then the fact that they were both Jewish, so they probably, and then here's the thing, maybe they, like, if there was a blackmail ring, who are they blackmailing and to what end? Like, and that's kind of what you want the Epstein files for. But, like, this is the thing, the other thing, it's like, you people believe that, and I believe something like this is probably true too. So I'm not like completely throwing stones here, but like you people believe wholeheartedly that the CIA, MI6, Mossad, whatever, that these evil people are having a blackmail ring. They're so evil that they'll have a blackmail ring where they will traffic and fuck children, but then they will leave evidence behind and just pray that Donald Trump doesn't release it all. That logic, something isn't stirring the Kool-Aid there. Like, that logic doesn't line up. So, like, they had 6 years. He died in 2019. They had 6 years to destroy evidence.
This is the same thing. This is the same thing, right? That I fucking hated leftists for when George Bush was Well, I actually even before George Bush, but George Bush was the one example I can remember because that was when I was in my formative years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he is simultaneously the dumbest, most retarded, like butterfinger fumbler ever in the history of politics, but also somehow the single most nefarious evil schemer genius that has ever existed.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. But
Like,
then some people would probably say that, like, oh well, he was just a puppet. Cheney was the real brain, the real mastermind.
okay, so that still doesn't explain why, like, he made as many mistakes as they say he did. Because then, if he was just a puppet, right? I mean, we saw the best example of a puppet in the last 4 years of Biden,
Mm-hmm.
where we can point to him like doing stupid shit. But like, if Cheney was the one actually, but like the difference is that you know we can see Biden doing stupid shit on camera, and then like all of the things that he says lines up with what the administration does anyway in terms of aims, right? But then you sort of claim that with George Bush, it's different. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I clicked off on Craig Ferguson was trending, so I had to click on that. I was just like, oh, Craig Ferguson, because I was just like, of course, people are saying that, like, we're gonna cover that in a minute, but Stephen Colbert's late show is got canceled, and
Dead.
yeah, and people are saying that, like, they should replace him with Craig Ferguson, who should have been the guy to replace David Letterman in the first place, and I agree with that. Craig
I
Ferguson.
don't know who these people are, but okay.
Okay, so you know who David Letterman is, right?
Well, sort of. I know his face, but
he's a late night talk show host. He's been around for decades.
Anyway, I know,
Yeah.
I know who he is, but I don't think I've ever actually seen.
Okay, so Letterman was the host of the Late Show, and then the follow up to the Late Show after Craig Ferguson, or after the Late Show ended, the next talk show after him was the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. My favorite talk show ever. Craig Ferguson's talk show was so genuinely fucking funny. It's so good. Like his sidekick, instead of it just being like another comedian, it was a fucking animatronic robot skeleton named Jeff. Like, it was so cooked, but it was so fucking funny. And people are talking about how, like, he should have replaced David Letterman. There's still time. We can replace Stephen Colbert, but like, anyway. But yeah, no, people don't give a shit about this. They don't care. Trump had this to say. Now, to be fair, Trump's handling of the whole thing, Bondi's handling of the whole thing is especially bad. Over-promising and under-delivering, not good, not defending her. I actually think she bungled this whole thing so bad, the Trump administration should replace her. I think that she's kind of stepped in it to a point that, now he's not going to do that because, rule number 3, always claim victory, never admit defeat. And if he fires Pam Bondi over this, he's essentially admitting defeat. So he won't do it, but like, he probably should. I think you could probably do something. People threw this idea out there, and I think what you could do, I think, to kind of heal this wound a little bit, even though, like, again, it's not really affecting the base, but they are still loud and vocal. Get rid of Pam Bondi, take Kash Patel off the FBI, and make him the Attorney General because he is an attorney. So, and then have Dan Bongino step into the role of director of the FBI, and then they can pick another deputy director. And then at that point, they can oversee an actual release of the documents. But like, one thing I do 100% agree with Kash Patel, they should not release the videos.
Yeah, the videos would make some sick people would use them for other purposes.
Yeah, like, let's go ahead and say, oh, well, we could edit out the girls' faces to protect their identities. Yeah, but we're still watching them get fucked. I don't want that. Especially if you're alleging that all of these girls are underage or 14, 15, 16 years old. No, do not release that footage. And that's what Kash said on Joe Rogan. He's like, look, this footage is real. I've seen it. I'm not going to release it. Not on my watch. It's disgusting, and I'm not going to put that stuff out in public.
Yep.
And I don't disagree.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, Trump personally handled this whole thing bad because Trump's doing what he always does: attack, attack, attack. That's rule number 1.
Double, triple down. Yep.
Well, yeah. Well, just remember Trump's 3 rules. I can't even remember what rule number 2 is. I only remember 1 and 3. But rule number 1 is attack, 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 and then rule number 3 is always claim victory, never admit defeat. The things he learned from Cohen. Roy Cohen? I can't remember his name, but anyway.
Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen, yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Cohen. Gay man. He was a close friend of mine. Got AIDS. Very sad. Anyway, like I said, Trump's handling of this wasn't the best. He goes, he's posted this on Truth Social. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Yeah, because Republicans never fight each other. But again, never admit defeat. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking or don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Quote, make America great again. So
yeah, I don't like that second last line.
Yeah. I don't want their support anymore.
I don't want the support anymore, dude. Come on.
Well, to be fair, he's talking about a lot. Here's another thing. A lot of the people screaming about the Epstein files, a lot of them were DeSantis people.
We're late. Yeah, we're late bandwagoners. No, I understand, but this is just a bad look.
No, it is.
This just screams petty. And you know what? To be fair, we knew he was petty.
Yeah.
We knew going in.
Yeah.
Like, that was just the thing. But, like, at the same time, bro, come on.
Well, and then here's the other thing. People keep saying, like, him calling it a scam and a hoax, or saying, oh, so you're saying that Jeffrey Epstein was fake? No, he's saying that the client list, the idea that there's a mountain of evidence, that there's videos of Bill Clinton having sex with a 15-year-old girl, that's the hoax. Like, that's the, that evidence is either long gone or never existed in the first place. Because if there's no blackmail ring, then there's no reason for Jeffrey Epstein to collect evidence that his friends were doing this stuff. The problem is Trump does what he always does.
Yeah, the thing is, what? The black book could literally just be a phone book.
Well, that's the insiders, people who have inside sources. Like Ben Shapiro got a lot of shit for this the other day. They say that his inside sources are telling him that like they could release his actual client, but it's just people you already know. It's a list of people who you already know from the flight logs. Like all we have is that he knew these people and had their phone numbers. That doesn't prove that he trafficked women to them.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's no video evidence of them with any of these girls. Like that, and if that evidence ever existed, it's long gone.
Probably even got destroyed even before Trump decided to run for office, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Or you got to remember
because why would they wait? Why would they wait?
Jeffrey Epstein was arrested the second time in 2019 while Trump was president, but at that time the FBI and the CIA were still very, very, very much against him. And there's still elements in the FBI.
Still are.
And you say there's still elements in the CIA who are against him. The FBI, they're in a kind of a light purging process right now.
Yeah, I know, but that means there still are elements within the FBI that are still against him. So it's not like it's not like he went into office the second time and then immediately the whole thing got purged. No.
Well, another thing I've seen people say is that okay, fine, if there was evidence that was destroyed, then check the chain of custody of the evidence and arrest those people. Okay, so let's take that to a logical conclusion. Let's say the Black Book, the actual book that had that had like all the clients, all the people he trafficked women to. And let's say that there was stuff in there that actually could confirm that these people committed crimes. So the last person who had it, according to the chain of evidence logs, is just a Southern District of New York FBI agent. You can't prove he signed the book. He's basically signed off. Like, his name is on record as having been the last person to touch it, but like, if it's gone, you can't prove that he was the one that destroyed it. So what, you want to just arrest that guy first, And here's the thing. I agree that these people are probably guilty of things, but we cannot black bag people without evidence. That's Soviet shit. Is that what we want to become? Unfortunately, look, this maxim is true. I would rather 100 guilty men walk free than one innocent person be punished for a crime he didn't commit. The reason people don't like to hear that now, because we're talking about, trafficking children. So people are almost willing to reverse that. Like, well, listen, we're going to have to make some sacrifices, but we need to get these guys. No, I don't think we should give up on our principles, even in a situation this terrible. If there's no actionable evidence against Bill Clinton or Alan Dershowitz, then there's nothing we should do. We shouldn't do anything about it. Like, we should do our best to find that evidence, but if we can't find it, if it's gone, if it was destroyed or never existed, what do you want us to do? Put him in prison anyway? On hearsay? On speculation? On what technically amounts to QAnon stuff?
Yep.
That's not good. And then if the Democrats retake power, you think they won't do that shit to us? They tried. But like I said, they tried at least through some...
They already tried, and yeah, they couldn't even convince themselves. But the moment you actually do it, it's...
Now, I'm sure some people will say, well, what about J6 people? They got locked up without evidence. Well, yes and no. There was video footage of them marching around in the Capitol building, so they had something. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. That's why they all deserve their pardons. But I'm saying it wasn't just like they just locked them up in jail and said, nope, you don't need evidence. Everything's fine. Trust me, bro. They totally did this. Like, yeah, but no, Trump kind of bungled this. He had another Truth Social post that was similar to this one, but he deleted that one because I looked for it on Truth Social, and Truth Social says it doesn't exist anymore. So, but yeah, I can also understand that, like, Trump remembers a lot of these people were against him in the primary. A lot of them wanted DeSantis to win. Fuck, here's the thing. Matt Walsh was a DeSantis guy. Benny Johnson was a DeSantis guy. Like, a lot of the people who were, the only Wire guy I could think of who wasn't a DeSantis guy was Michael Knowles.
Yeah, it was only Michael Knowles. Yeah. Yep.
He pretty consistently was like, no, Trump's the guy. And I stopped following him after the whole Nala Ray, horseshit. But anyway, still, I understand he already is like, fine, I will make peace with these DeSantis simps. I will make peace with them. But then the first thing that happens that they don't like, they instantly start, like, not just criticizing him, but freaking out.
Dunking. Yeah,
and trying, and not only just freaking out about it, but actively trying to sabotage the base. Like, these people are going around claiming he's in the Epstein files. Or calling him saying that he's actively protecting pedophiles. I'm like, or there's no evidence. Like, you guys are the ones making, like, factual claims here. These things do exist. These things did happen. Trump is doing this. Like, maybe, maybe not. You don't know. We don't really know. But anyway, Trump kind of caved a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah, a little bit. Shout out to Eric Doherty. President Trump orders immediate release of any and all Epstein grand jury testimony files. So, here's something. It's not the whole Epstein files, because again, at that point, you're asking for child porn to be released to the public. And I'm not just saying that to try to shame people. Like, that's if you are asking for the release of all the security cameras from his houses and his island of underage girls being molested and fucked by old men, then you're asking for the release of child pornography. Because sick, disgusting people will use it for that if it's on the internet. But anyway, he said on True Social, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I've asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to procure any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. I don't have it pulled up, but Pam Bondi retweeted this and said that she's ready to go. And I don't have it pulled up, but it is. She filed it. It's been filed. The motion has been filed. Now, we could find ourselves in a situation where this is kind of a smoke screen, where it's all like they then turn around and like somebody kind of like tells the judge, like, hey, don't let this come out. Like, just, Trump needs to look like he's doing something. I think it would probably be good if that didn't happen. I think hopefully this goes in front of a judge who says, yeah, this is probably a good idea. Let's put this stuff out so people will shut the fuck up about it. Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. But yeah, so we're going to get, of course, like I said, pending approval from a judge, we're going to get, the grand jury testimony, which will have names, hopefully. And if it has names, and again, that's just hearsay. Like, if a girl who testified in front of the grand jury in Epstein's case back in 2018-19, and she said that Jeffrey Epstein, trafficked her to Little St. James, and she was forced to have sex with Alan Dershowitz. Like, that's just her word against his. That doesn't prove that it happened. It's good. It's
something. It's not something. Nothing, but we're not going to start fucking Me Tooing everyone just because of this shit.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, Alan Dershowitz is a powerful guy. He's got wealth. He's got resources. He's got lawyers. He can fight this. There's there's no guarantee that anybody's going to.
He's a lawyer himself.
Yeah.
The guy defended Trump in his first impeachment, so you can argue.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude.
So it's we're not gonna get. I don't think we're gonna get much out of this. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get names maybe, and then here's the other thing. What if it's a bunch of people that we don't know? Like, what if all the girls that they got to testify in front of this grand jury, they don't name anybody who
it's all randos. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no name finance people that Jeffrey Epstein did business with while he was a financier.
Okay, now what? Yep.
Yeah, so then you have to get these girls to start making criminal complaints against all these guys, which most of them didn't do. That was the other thing. A lot of these girls were not, some of them are, but like I said, the whole thing's a mess. But Donald Trump caved, which is rare. He almost never does stuff like this. He almost never caves like this. Usually whenever the base gets mad at him for something, now to be fair, also, the base isn't really mad at him for this. DeSantis simps who only jumped on the bandwagon after he got shot are mad about this. And a few of his longtime supporters, Tucker Carlson, probably the biggest one, who's always been a Trump guy, is really upset about this. Steve Bannon is also not happy. Now, Steve Bannon kind of got thrown under the bus a bit in his he still supports Trump publicly, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had an axe to grind.
No, but he kind of went off on the Iran thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of his longtime people, but most of the people, especially of the influencer class, most of them are people who were not Trump supporters. They were DeSantis guys who only jumped on the bandwagon after DeSantis stepped out of the race and Trump got shot. So, yeah. So meanwhile, in Trump world, shit is just fucking wacky. So the Wall Street Journal which of course is behind a paywall, so I'm not going to, so we're not actually going to read the Wall Street Journal article. The Wall Street Journal published an article alleging that they have a letter that Donald Trump sent to Jeff Epstein for his 50th birthday that had it was just a really weird letter, and I've got a little bit pulled up for it, but it's just so weird. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't sound like something Trump would say. Like it's not like we read his tweets from Truth Social all the time, so we know his writing style. Like he clearly did not write this letter. This is a giant crock of shit. But Wall Street Journal published it anyway. But yeah, shout out to CNBC who, like I said, Wall Street Journal's behind a paywall and they can go fuck themselves. Trump sent Jeffrey Epstein body 50th birthday letter, says the Wall Street Journal. A body, B-A-W-D-Y.
Did they include some of the actual photos of the letter? Because that would be helpful, wouldn't it?
Not that I'm aware of. Well, look, see, like, we just click on this and no. See, no.
Oh wow.
Yep. A body letter to Jeffrey Epstein bearing President Donald Trump's signature was included in an album of letters Epstein received for his 50th birthday in 2003, the Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday evening, citing documents reviewed by the newspaper. So yeah, they didn't release photos of the letter. They just said they saw it.
Oh, amazing. They saw it. Oh, wow. Oh, I totally believe this. Okay. I'm going to start campaigning against Trump right now. Just going to be like, nah, he needs to be impeached. Fuck these people, bro.
And it's funny that this comes out.
Seriously. Fuck these people.
So you had this letter for however long you had it. You waited to release his story until he was involved in Epstein drama. Fuck off. The letter, the letter which the Journal said Trump sent at the request of Epstein's friend Ghislaine Maxwell would have been written 16 years before the Justice Department charged the now dead Epstein with child sex trafficking in 2019 during Trump's first term in office. The missive, which Trump denied having written, came to light as the president angrily tries to tamp down growing criticism of the decision by Attorney General Pam Bondi not to release more evidence the Justice Department obtained during its investigation of Epstein. It was unclear whether the birthday album was among the Epstein documents recently reviewed by the Justice Department. CNBC has requested comment from the Justice Department and the White House about the album and the letter. According to the Journal, the letter, quote, contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appeared to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker.
All right, where the fuck is it? If it was that fucking important to public discourse, don't fucking paywall it! You actual disgusting cretins. Fuck off with this shit, all right?
Yep. A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. The journalist Khadija Safdar and Joe Palazzo reported. Quote, the letter concludes, happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. That doesn't sound like something Donald Trump would say. Even Elon, who's super pissed off at Trump right now, was like, no, this doesn't sound like something Trump would write. The Journal said it was not clear, quote, how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in the third person, the paper reported. A leather-bound album containing Trump's birthday letters, as well as letters to Epstein from lawyer Alan Dershowitz and billionaire Les Wexner, was among the documents examined by the Justice Department officials who investigated Epstein and Maxwell years ago, the newspaper reported, citing people who have reviewed the pages. Trump denied writing the letter or drawing the photo during an interview on Tuesday, according to the newspaper. "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story," he said. "I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women," he said. "It's not my language. It's not my words." The paper said that Trump told the Journal that if it published the article about the letter, "I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everyone else." He did, by the way. He officially filed a fucking lawsuit. After the Journal's story was published, Trump said he would file a lawsuit against the newspaper, its parent company, News Corp, and against Rupert Murdoch, whose family holds a controlling stake in News Corp. Trump wrote that Murdoch has been warned directly by Trump that he would be sued if the Journal printed the story. Quote, "Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so," Trump claimed in a post on Truth Social. Shortly after he wrote that post, however, Trump announced that he had asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to seek any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval on the Epstein case. We just read that truth tweet, whatever you call those. Legal experts quickly noted that the secrecy of grand jury testimony is strictly protected, raising questions of whether Bondi's request would be made with any serious expectations of success. The Journal's article was published a day after the Justice Department fired Maurice Comey, a top prosecutor in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office who had been part of the teams that prosecuted Epstein and Maxwell. Comey is the daughter of Trump's longtime nemesis James Comey, whom Trump fired as FBI director in 2017. Trump has said that he ended his friendship with Epstein before the money manager pled guilty to a sex crime involving a minor in Florida state court in 2008. Epstein, then 66, died in August 2019 in a Manhattan federal jail a month after his arrest on child sex trafficking charges. His death was ruled a suicide. Maxwell was convicted at a trial in Manhattan federal court of multiple crimes related to procuring underage girls to be sexually abused by Epstein. In 2022, she received a 20-year prison sentence. So yeah. Shout out to Colin Rugg though. Colin Rugg actually has pictures of or screen caps of the article.
Okay, good.
Not the whole article, just screen grabs. The letter bearing Trump's name, which was reviewed by the Journal, is bawdy, like others in the album. It contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman.
You're right. Like Elon replied to the tweet. It really doesn't sound like something Trump would say.
Yeah.
It
doesn't sound like Trump at all.
As you said, Elon has like a hate boner for the God Emperor at the moment. So
yep. Yeah, and it is just it's insane to me how like up Trump's ass he was just like a month ago. Like literally like hanging out with Trump every day, bringing his son to the White House, fucking talking about how much he loved him.
I still think that this entire thing is like one giant psyop, to be honest with you. At this point I really don't care. I'm just here for the entertainment. Well, no, it's not that I don't care, but like the entertainment, like I care about Trump's success about as much as the entertainment value that he's providing just by existing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, remember when Elon tweeted, "I love Donald Trump about as much as a heterosexual man can love another man." Like, he tweeted that out at one point. And then, like, you know, like, the big, beautiful bill comes out. The EV subsidies get taken away. So, you know, Tesla's not getting government money anymore. And then instantly he starts melting down. Now, to be fair, he probably does have some concerns about the spending in the Big Beautiful Bill, but the Big Beautiful Bill also has a $1.2 trillion of spending cuts. So, you know, it's not enough spending cuts. I'm even willing to concede that, but it's like people are whining. And again, if you look into the big, I talked about this a little bit, but if you look into the Big Beautiful Bill, the deficit increase comes from the fact that it's an overall fucking cut in taxes, which means we're not decreasing spending enough to make up for what we're losing in tax revenue.
For what we're losing in tax revenue, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
but then again, it's like if that cut in taxes is basically like a reverse stimulus.
Yeah.
You know, the more people, the great hope that I'm seeing here is that, you know, the more that the people keep their money, then the more likely they would be to actually spend it.
Yes.
So
people don't save, generally speaking. They spend.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm a saver.
People save in terms of assets.
Yeah.
People save in terms of assets. They don't actually have like liquid assets anymore.
Yeah, no.
Because specifically because like there's no point.
Yeah,
There really is no point.
Yeah.
You just, you keep your cash saved up. Okay, sweet. Like, you keep like a small fund for emergencies, obviously. But like in general, you're better off investing in assets because cash just gets devalued.
Land and
Whether through
gold.
inflation. Sorry?
I said land and gold.
Yep.
If you have a lot of cash, buy land and buy gold. And don't buy gold bonds or gold stocks. Buy physical gold.
Actual physical gold that you don't just get a certificate. No. Like actually buy the gold bars as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, just buy.
Or hell, just buy jewelry. Because that's actual gold you have in your hands.
Yes. But yeah, buy.
Also, we have to like preface this. This is not financial advice. We are literally just two retards on the internet.
Yes, we are two retards.
One of us has had his head cracked open once and shot in the head once.
And the other one has done a lot of drugs. So
yes, so please do not take this as financial advice. We are actually retarded and also may be disabled.
Possibly. But yeah, no, land and gold. Look, if I got $1 million, well, not $1 million because $1 million ain't shit anymore. If I got $1 billion, like instantly, $500,000 of it instantly goes in land and gold. Instantly.
$500 million, you mean? No.
Or yeah, that's what I meant. Half of it. $500 million.
Just proving the point. Proving the point.
$500 million instantly goes into land and gold. Like, I'm buying a decommissioned oil tank, decommissioned fucking oil drilling platform out in the middle of the ocean. That's where I'm going to keep all my gold. There's a lot of those out there, and you can buy them. You just buy them. You just own an oil platform. You can't pump oil with it anymore because it's been decommissioned and they took all the oil pumping stuff out. But the platform is still there. And you remember, Roughnecks got to live on those things for like months at a time. So there's living space on there. I'm just saying, you could buy a fucking oil platform. You just buy one.
Yep. And then just make that sweet, sweet oil money for the rest of your life, basically.
Well, no, the point of it being decommissioned is it doesn't pump oil anymore. Either the vein it's connected to is dried up.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it was decommissioned. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, they won't. Yeah. Nobody's going to sell oil platforms that are still pumping oil.
They would.
Well, okay, sure, but generally
lease it off of the United States.
But yeah, no, I looked up.
Get like a permit. Get like a permit to explore federal land in Alaska, and then just do that.
Yeah, but
own the oil platform. Start the new. What do I get? The Palascan Oil Company.
Yes.
Yes, the Palpi Alaskan Oil Company. Palaska.
Yes.
Palaska Oil.
Yep,
and I will coming up with these retarded.
I will become an oil baron, an Alaskan oil baron. I will be miserable because Alaska fucking sucks.
No, it's beautiful. There's nothing out there except you might actually. You know what? If you have this money,
polar bear eat my
you might
dog.
actually be able to start. You might actually be able to start your lifelong dream of domesticating bears.
Yeah, I could, but polar bear. I don't think I get. I would have to. I couldn't domesticate polar bears.
Start with the brown bears, bro. There are brown bears in Alaska. All right.
Yeah, I know.
Just turn partly Russian or something, and then start taming bear families. And
well, I would get a Russian guy. I'd just cross the Bering Strait and be like, "Hey, Vladimir, come help me tame bears." He would be like, "Duh, tоварищ. We will go tame bears. I will teach you. This doable. My cousin do it."
Yes, he has zoo in Siberia near Vladivostok.
It's all
full of nothing but brown and polar bear. Very good, very good. Fucking
his polar bear protect other bears. It's great.
The polar bear doghouse for doghouse.
Jesus Christ. This is why you can't take financial advice from us. But here, that first page is mostly quoted in the article I just read. But no, here's the part. It isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside of an outlined naked woman was a typewritten style imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in the third person.
Bro, are you there? No, this is such a theater kid thing. Are you serious?
Well, listen, yeah, quote voiceover.
Bro,
There must be more to life than having everything. The note began. Donald, yes, there is.
This is so cringe. Please stop. Please.
No, I gotta read it all. I have to read it all.
Can't.
For posterity.
No, you are killing me. You're killing me. I'm already dead. I am communicating to you from the afterlife. This is now a spirit phone VC.
Are you going
this is now a spirit phone live stream.
And hey, here's the thing: you're not going to normal heaven. You're going to Slavic heaven. So it's nothing. It's nothing but bears and drunk Russians.
The only thing I have to wear for the rest of my life are Adidas tracksuits.
Yes.
That doesn't actually sound too bad, to be honest.
No, I bet that's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I know, right?
But
Adidas tracksuit and AK-47. Every day you have vodka for breakfast.
Yeah, because you get to Slavic heaven as soon as you get through the gates. He's like, tovarish, here is AK-47, here is vodka, here is tracksuit.
Now you can do all Slav squat you want for rest of eternity.
And your knees not hurt, because it's heaven.
It's heaven. You don't feel no pain anymore. It's all good.
Is it really
this is why you don't
because
take financial advice from us.
Is it really because we're in Slav heaven, or is it because we're all just drunk with vodka? Both?
Both?
Why not the both? Can it be both? He starts guzzling vodka.
Pain.
He's like, so where do we get this vodka? We make it in bathtub. This is heaven, and you make vodka in a bathtub? Yes.
From heaven potet. Yes, heaven potat. Because obviously we only have potat. Potat is the best vegetable.
It makes good liquor.
Yes.
But
mashed
anyway,
potato and vodka. Anyway, fuck me dead.
Donald, yes there is, but
no,
I won't tell you what it
Are you
is.
serious? Are you gonna fucking read this?
Yes, I have to. It's so cringe. I have to read it. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Trump, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
I'm gonna Kurt Cobain myself. I'm just let me find the shotgun.
Go eat a 12 gauge.
I'll just have a 12 gauge for dinner. Just.
But no, that definitely does not sound like something Trump would write.
That does not, dude. As much as I don't like him, I don't think Jeffrey Epstein is into that shit either. That's just pure theater kid fucking fiction, man.
Yeah, no.
That's that's fucking Tumblr level fan fiction right there. You can tell whoever wrote this, whichever nigga wrote this, was like a Tumblrite in 2011.
Yeah. And here's the thing: they desperately want to believe.
What the fuck?
Like, people desperately want to believe that him and Epstein were closer than they really were. Yes, they knew each other. They flew on a private plane a couple times, never went to the island, and never left the United States. It was mostly flights from New York to Florida and Florida to New York. Also, he never flew on the Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein's private plane that he owned. It was private planes that they chartered. So, yeah, they knew each other. They partied a couple times. And then in 2000, in Epstein's, then he got booted from Mar-a-Lago over the girl, and then Trump participated in the initial investigation in Florida that got Jeffrey Epstein arrested the first time. And and Donald Trump in 2005 or 6 or 7, whatever it was, is, he's a bad man. I never liked him. I can't say much, but he likes very young girls. It's really bad. And he was saying this years before anybody else was talking about this. He turned on Jeffrey Epstein and told the world he's a very bad man. He likes young girls. Before it was famous, before it was a meme that everybody knew about, this man, Donald Trump, Donald John Trump, was saying, fuck Jeffrey Epstein. And so, yeah, no, I don't think he's in the Epstein files. I don't believe that they're friends. I don't think he sent him a fucking letter for his 50th birthday. And if he did, it wasn't anything like this. So,
this is some serious cope. Some serious cope.
Yeah, this is Wall Street Journal. People are just making this shit up. But anyway, Trump sues Wall Street Journal over the Epstein report, seeks $10 billion in damages. Like I said, he actually filed the website.
To be fair, I think is appropriate because it's not just going to be him that's damaged. You know?
Yeah.
Like the Democrats are going to use this as ammo next time as well, in the midterms.
Oh yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, I don't see why not. Like, fuck it, use this as funding for the midterm elections. Fuck it.
Well, he's not going to get $10 billion. It's not going to happen.
No, of course not. And I mean, if Kamala spent $1.2 billion for a presidential run, like a midterm election is not going to cost that much.
No. U.S. President Donald Trump sued the Wall Street Journal and its owner Rupert Murdoch for at least $10 billion on Friday over the newspaper's report that that his name was on a 2003 birthday letter for Jeffrey Epstein that included a sexually suggestive drawing and a reference to secrets they shared. The lawsuit filed in Miami federal court names Murdoch, Dow Jones, News Corp, and its chief executive Robert Thompson, and 2 Wall Street Journal reporters as defendants, saying they defamed Trump and caused him to suffer overwhelming financial and reputational harm. That's going to be kind of hard to prove. Epstein, the disgraced financier and sex offender, died by suicide in a New York jail in 2019. His case has generated conspiracy theories that became popular among Trump's base of supporters who believed the government was covering up Epstein's ties to the rich and powerful. Trump has said he parted ways with Epstein before the financier's legal trouble became public in 2006. The president has vehemently denied the Journal report, which the Reuters has not verified, and had warned Murdoch that he planned to sue. Dow Jones, the parent company of the newspaper, is a division of News Corp. Quote, "We have just filed a powerhouse lawsuit against everyone involved in publishing the false, malicious, defamatory, fake news article in the useless rag that is the Wall Street Journal," Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform. "I hope Rupert and his friends are looking forward to many hours of depositions and testimonies they will have to provide in this case." A spokesperson for Dow Jones said the statement, "We have full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of our reporting and will vigorously defend against any lawsuit." They always say that shit. And yet it's like Trump has actually won like a bunch of defamation lawsuits over the years. Like a lot of people don't know this, but I believe it was in Colorado. Stormy Daniels was ordered by the court to pay Trump like $600,000 in damages. Like a lot of people don't know that. Seriously, look it up. Tellingly, the article does not explain whether defendants have obtained a copy of the letter, have seen it, have had it described to them, or any other circumstances that would otherwise lend credibility to the article, the lawsuit said. To prevail...
well, yeah, exactly. Like, if they actually have the letter, then release it then.
Yeah, publish it, yeah. To prevail on his defamation claims, Trump must show the defendants acted with actual malice. I don't think that's not going to be the hard part. It's going to be proving damages. Meaning that they knew the article was false and acted with reckless disregard for the truth. A $10 billion award would far exceed the largest defamation judgments and settlements in recent history. These include $1.5 billion judgment against conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and Fox News settlement with Dominion Voting Systems for $787.5 million. $10 billion is ridiculously high number, said Jesse Gessen, a lawyer with experience in defamation and First Amendment litigation. It would be the largest defamation verdict in U.S. history. I don't think you'll get that. I think at best they might get News Corp and Dow Jones to pay him maybe $1 billion, maybe. We'll see what happens, but I don't think he's gonna get that much money. The Epstein affair has increasingly...
Yeah, I don't think so either, but it'll be funny.
No, it would be absolutely hilarious. The Epstein affair has increasingly disquieted the White House after the Justice Department this month concluded that there was no evidence to support long-held conspiracy theories about his clients and death. Some of Trump's most loyal followers became furious after his administration reversed course on its promise to release Epstein files. A Justice Department memo released on July 7th concluded that Epstein killed himself and said there was no incriminating client list or evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent people. With pressure to release the Epstein files building, Trump on Thursday said he directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to ask a court to release grand jury testimony about Epstein. The U.S. government on Friday filed a motion in Manhattan federal court to unseal grand jury transcripts in the cases of Epstein and former associate Ghislaine Maxwell. She was convicted in 2021 of 5 federal charges related to her role in Epstein's sexual abuse of underage girls, blah, 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 blah. We already know about the Bondi letter. But yeah, Trump is officially suing News Corp and Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal and Dow Jones and everybody. And hopefully he wins, because, like, just more fake news. The fakest news. Fake and gay. Yeah, we're not... Shit, I completely fucking lost my train of thought there. So anyway, we'll just go ahead and move on. But yeah, we're... more bad news, but good that it's been... It's good. It's bad news that it's good that we got, if that makes sense.
Vindication is always nice.
Yes, it is. New evidence of Obama administration conspiracies to avert the president's 2016 victory and presidency. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national security, or director of national intelligence, not security, national intelligence. She is leading the charge on this, which puts to bed the conspiracy theories about, her and Trump getting into a big fight over Iran. Which Tulsi herself came out.
Clarified her comments as well, that like she wasn't saying that that Iran had no nuclear capability in that thing.
Yeah, and also
it's like, dude,
people said that she wasn't in the Situation Room that night. Yeah, there's pictures that come out of the Situation Room that night. She was there. She just didn't come out with Vance and Hegseth and Rubio during the press briefing.
Mm-hmm.
She opted not to go out. Part of me thinks she should have been there. Probably would have,
helped the case.
Trump and his 4 horsemen behind him, basically. But it didn't. She didn't.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. On Friday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard revealed overwhelming evidence that demonstrates how, after President Trump won the 2016 election against Hillary Clinton, President Obama and his national security cabinet members manufactured and politicized intelligence to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. In the months leading up to November 2016 election, the intelligence community consistently asserted that Russia is probably not trying to influence the elections by using cyber means. On December 7th, 2016, after the election, talking points were prepared for DNI James Clapper, stating foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. On December 9th, 2016, President Obama's White House gathered top National Security Council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, and others to discuss Russia. After the meeting, DNI Clapper's executive assistant sent an email to IC leaders tasking them with creating a new IC assessment per the president's request that details the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. It went on to say ODNI will lead this effort with participation from CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS. Obama officials leaked false statements to media outlets, including the Washington Post, claiming Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere in, if not actively influence, the outcome of an election. On January 6, 2017, a new intelligence community assessment was released that directly contradicted the IC assessment that were made throughout the previous 6 months. So yeah, they initially said that it wasn't happening, and then after Trump won, they said that it was.
Of course. Why wouldn't they? They got
Mon-
caught. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like they were just gonna get caught. So like what? Just admit to it.
Yeah. After months
Basically.
of investigation into this matter, the facts reveal this new assessment was based on information that was known by those involved to be manufactured, i.e., the Steele dossier, or deemed as not credible. For anyone who doesn't remember, the Steele dossier was that alleged that while Trump was in Russia, he was compromised by the CIA, or he was CIA. Jesus, he was compromised by the Putin administration because they had videotape of him having sex with a hooker and her pissing on his head. This was politicized intelligence that was used as the basis for countless smears seeking to delegitimize President Trump's victory, the years-long Mueller investigation, 2 congressional impeachments, high-level officials being investigated, arrested, and thrown in jail, heightened U.S.-Russia tensions, and more. Quote, the issue I'm raising is not a partisan issue. It is one that concerns every American. The information we are releasing today clearly shows there was a tenuous conspiracy in 2016 committed by officials at the highest level of our government. Their goal was to subvert the will of the American people and enact what was essentially a years-long coup with the objective of trying to usurp the president from fulfilling the mandate bestowed upon him by the American people, said DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Their egregious abuse of power and blatant rejection of our Constitution threatens the very foundation and integrity of our democratic republic. No matter how powerful, every person involved in this conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. The American people's faith and trust in our democratic republic, and therefore the future of our nation, depends on it. As such, I am providing all documents to the Justice Department to deliver the accountability that President Trump, his family, and the American people deserve. The files and a memo on today's release are available on DNI.gov. DNI Tulsi Gabbard will post updates on X and Truth Social. So yeah, definitely hoping to see, something come of this. Again, do I expect to see Barack Obama get perp walked out of his, house in Martha's Vineyard in handcuffs? No, I don't.
Probably not. Yep.
I don't, but hopefully we do get some arrests. Because if what this evidence alleges is true, then this is really bad. Really, really, really bad. And I mean, we already know that, he had the phones in Trump Tower tapped so he could keep an eye on Trump while he was running for president. So we know that Barack Obama did that. So I'm not at all shocked that,
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and this is just confirmation for something that we all kind of already knew. That, the Democrats were lying about his connections to Russia, Russian interference in the election, the Steele dossier, all these things. We knew that it was a lie. We knew it was a hoax. We knew it was bullshit. They were just trying to attack Trump and destroy his destroy his legitimate victory. And so good on Tulsi Gabbard. Her and Trump are not fighting over Iran. She is still very much a part of, the administration.
The team?
Yes, of the team. And shout out to my friend and colleague Jake Varr. He and I had a disagreement about whether Tulsi Gabbard is really in it to win it, or if she's is just one of the other Democrat converts that she's just waiting for an opportunity basically to turn on Trump. I think this proves, or at least is.
You think she's a real one?
I think that her conversion, I don't think she joined the Republican Party just as a psyop. I think she's in it to win it. I think she's really.
You think she's a real one now? Yeah.
Yeah, and I always thought she was a real one. I always thought she was one of the last principled Democrats, and the only reason why she even probably was a Democrat her whole life is because her dad was, and because Hawaii hasn't sent a Republican to the federal government in decades. And if she wanted to get into Congress, she had to be a Democrat.
Yep.
So, and I even said years ago when we first started the show, 3-4 years before she joined the Republican Party, I said she should probably consider joining the Republicans, and I think Republicans would welcome her with open arms. And look what happened. I was right. I was correct. I said all she has to do is walk back the gun stuff, and the Republicans would totally welcome her to the club. And look what happened. She walked back the gun stuff, and now she's a Republican.
Yep.
And that's the difference between her and like RFK and like Elon Musk. They're still Democrats. Like
They still hold the same views that they did.
Well, no, but it's not even just that the views didn't change. They are still registered members of the Democrat Party.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Well, okay. RFK definitely is. Elon might be registered independent. I don't know if he actually officially party switched or not, so don't quote me on that.
We don't know about that America Party thing.
I'm pretty sure that he's still a registered Democrat.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, Tulsi actually switched parties, and I think she did it because she really believes that this is I was wrong to be a Democrat. I had to do it, like whatever. But yeah, like I said, it's bad news that this really happened, but it's good news that it's, that we have evidence that it happened and that moves are being made to actually hold people accountable. So, more Trump news. We actually got a lot of Trump news. We've had a lot of Trump news today. This is basically like Chronicles is basically the Trump show at this point.
I mean, he's literally running the entire world.
We used to talk about all kinds of things, but now like mostly the one-off articles I kind of just do on my own, and I save the Trump stuff for the weekend. But you also a lot of the news articles that I cover through the week is stuff that you don't necessarily see on your side of the world. Supreme Court lets Trump move forward with firing hundreds of educational department workers. So Linda McMahon and his plan to gut the Department of Education is going through. Thank you, SCOTUS. The Supreme Court gave Trump administration the green light Monday.
Thank you, SCOTUS. Very best.
Thank you, SCOTUS. The Supreme Court, we love. Thank you, Clarence. Samuel and Neil. We love Neil. And Amy.
And Amy, even though you haven't been the best lately.
You've disappointed me a couple times, but we love you anyway.
We love you anyway.
Yep. And of course, Brett. Have you seen Brett? He's tall. He's very tall.
No, Neil.
Neil's the tall one. I always fuck me dead. I always mix them up. Neil Gorsuch, he's tall. He's very tall.
He's very tall.
He's almost as tall as Barron. The Supreme Court gave Trump administration the green light Monday to forge ahead with layoffs of more than 1,300 workers from the Department of Education, and continue its efforts to dismantle the agency completely. In an unsigned order, the justices lifted a Boston federal judge's ruling that blocked the firings and ordered the White House to hire back those who had already been dismissed. All three of the court's liberal justices dissented from the order, shocking absolutely nobody, which sends the dispute back to the Boston-based First District Court of Appeals. So, yes, all of them. Roberts, Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Comey Barrett, they all voted in support of this. John Roberts, he's really made a turnaround the last few years. He's like, holy shit, I used to be Amy Comey Barrett. I need to fix this. I cannot be remembered as the cuck on this bench.
As the woman on the bench.
Yes. I cucked too many times with the liberals. He's trying to make up for it. In a dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote that allowing the White House to go forward with the dismissals hands the executive power to repeal statutes by firing all those necessary to carry them out. The majority is either willfully blind to the implications of its ruling or naive, but either way, the threat to our Constitution's separation of powers is grave. Is it, though? I mean, the departments are kind of like, I don't know. Like pretty much all the departments could probably go. Like we don't need, like a few of them could probably stick around. We don't need a Department of Education.
No, but like the thing that's unique with the Department of Education is that it was established as an executive order. So
yeah,
it can also be destroyed with an executive order.
I agree.
Disestablished. Sorry.
Disestablishmentarianism.
I hate you so much right now.
I don't even like. I've heard that word before. I don't even know what it means. Like I can infer by the word itself what it might mean, but I don't fucking know. But the U.S. District Judge Myung Joon had ruled May 22nd that congressional. Somebody once said, I believe it was Raylan on X, Raylan Stark. He's a good dude. He said, "If I think I saw him say on X the other day, if I can't pronounce your name, you should be deported." And I'm just like, fair enough. Hey, Practical's in the chat. Practical Gaming, what's going on, buddy? No, I always stream, or not always, as in my entire career with Clown War Chronicles, but for the last, since we brought the show back after our 6-month hiatus, 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings has been pretty well established as the time I go live. So, and then the show usually runs for about 2 hours. So, but yes, it's early Saturday morning, but that's a scheduling thing because my illustrious co-host is in Australia and it's late night for him. So it's easier. It's easier for both of us. Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, Myung Joon had ruled May 22nd that congressional approval was required for such a large-scale dismissal of staff, and rejected the administration's argument that it was merely reorganizing the department. Joon warned that the layoffs would likely cripple the department. Good. That's what we want. That's what we're trying to achieve. On March 20th, Trump signed an executive order directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Department of Education and return authority over education to the states and local communities. Most based and libertarian thing that Trump has ever done is probably this, joking aside. Libertarians love tax cuts and deregulation and all those things, and they are good things. I like those things too. But if you really want to say something, if you really ever wanted to give libertarians some real red meat to chew on, closing the Department of Education is definitely something, it's definitely up there. Also pardoning Ross Ulbricht, which he did. That's done. Ross Ulbricht is out of prison.
Yeah, that's done. Yeah. Yep.
And he promised, he went to the LP National Convention and he said, if you vote for me, I will pardon Ross Ulbricht. And then he did it, month one. I said to the libertarians, I will do this thing for you. And then he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, Ross Ulbricht didn't sell anybody any drugs. He just made a platform that was used to sell drugs and he profited off of it.
That is a very gray area, though.
But he did.
Morally, he didn't personally do, but it's still morally from the, I guess, Christian Catholic point of view, that's still causing someone to sin.
Yeah, but I was gonna say
also, if you make it easier, it's just
Also, the Silk Road was not explicitly made for the selling of drugs. It was just a kind of
No, I know it's like what's it called, Space War, now.
Yeah.
Where if you see someone play Space War, it's you can pretty much safely assume that they're pirating games, but it's not necessarily supposed to be just that, right?
Yeah. It's to a less this is kind of a not a one for one analogy, but OnlyFans. OnlyFans was originally founded by the guy who founded it as a music platform. His intent was for bands who didn't want to utilize the record label system anymore, for them to just set up a subscription service where you can just basically pay them and get music. And then women started using it to sell porn, and he made a shitload of money off of it. So he said, okay.
So he
just went with it.
Good. Yeah. Yep.
So the same thing kind of happened with Ross Ulbricht. So, so actually, I guess it is
unfortunate, but
it almost is kind of a one for one analogy. Kind of Silk Road on the dark web, and then OnlyFans on the regular web.
Mm-hmm.
Take all necessary steps. I already read that part. 9 days earlier, the department laid off 1,315 employees in what it deemed the beginning of a process to reduce the workforce by half. McMahon applauded the High Court's emergency order and vowed to continue delivering on the mandate to restore excellence in American education. It's a crazy dichotomy that we have going on. A lot of our higher education systems, for all the indoctrination and the fucking retarded lefties that come out of Johns Hopkins Medical. Johns Hopkins Medical University is still one of the best medical schools you can go to in the world.
Yep.
MIT.
Doesn't matter that it's Yeah.
MIT,
Harvard is still one of the best schools in the world, but it's
Massachusetts Institute of Technology. If you're going to be an engineer, and like a lot of the shit that happens at other colleges, as far as I know, is like MIT has managed to kind of like insulate
minimize it.
Yeah, because like it's very, very hard science over there. Like nobody's going to MIT to take social studies. Nobody's going to MIT for underwater basket weaving. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're going there for STEM. It's a STEM school. And but then like we have almost Zoomers are almost all Zoomers and Gen Alphas are almost all reading at below grade level and can barely do math. So like it's just interesting how we've got
you've got people in high school who can't read at a grade 2 level.
Yeah,
we've got graduates who can't read at a grade 2 level. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, but it's just funny how we have like some of the best higher education in the world, despite the current state of higher education. But then like our public schools are dog shit. And even then, like,
we're gonna see the effect of that in a few years because you heard me complain about this a lot, I think, but like the current state of trades in America, I think in America as well, but in Australia. Yeah. You barely see any apprentices, and so like everyone is always so desperate for apprentices, and workers. And like people, like people who are going into those fields, like they say that they want to go into this field, but they don't pay enough, and it's like, dude, what are you expecting to get paid as an apprentice?
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like the H-1B argument that like Vivek got in big trouble for his like big X post about like the state of American education. It's like the language was sloppy, and he said some things. If I was his political or if I was his like public relations guy, I'd have been like, ooh, Vic,
what are you doing, bro?
Vic, let's
hold back a bit.
Like I like where your energy's at, but let's workshop this a little bit.
Pull it down a bit. Yep.
But the point is that like he's not wrong about the aspect that like there's a problem with a culture around education. When you ask Zoomers and Alphas what they want to be when they grow up, they don't
YouTube influencer.
Yeah, they want to be influencers and YouTubers and actors and shit like that. Like they don't like and I mean millennials also had a similar problem. We all wanted to be actors and musicians, and not all of us obviously, but like we a lot of millennials still went into the trades, but like we were I think we were the first generation that really was like, holy shit, we're not like millennials aren't going into the trades. Holy shit, Zoomers aren't going into the trades.
That was when that's what's his name? Mike Rao. That's Mike Rao. That's Mike Rao's entire thing.
Yeah.
Is that you are not going to the trades, bro.
I didn't go into the trades. I literally wanted to be a musician. I literally tried to be a musician. I toured. I wrote music. I released a record. Like, it was a small indie release. Like, I'm not going to say the name of the band, because I've showed you. But, like, yes, there is music. I have released music onto the internet. Good luck finding it.
I've written, like, cringy fucking, Tumblr shit. Like, I have stuff on DeviantArt. Like, good luck finding it again, but but obviously everyone had fucking DeviantArt, so
how like DeviantArt, how fucking gay. At least my artistic outlet was respectable.
I am going to fly over there and literally rip you a new asshole, right? Anyway,
but the point is that there is it's not just that the education itself is low quality, which it is. The public education itself is very low quality, but then there's also
it's also the people don't want to go into it.
Yeah, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, like you can increase the quality of the education as much as you like, but if no one wants to do them, well, what? Literally, like how?
The other thing is like the one trade that like Zoomers and Alphas really do want to go into is like coding and stuff like that. The problem is that a lot of American companies that would need coders and like IT technicians and all these things, they don't want to hire Americans. They want to hire H-1Bs that they can exploit financially.
Yep.
And hell, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the H-1B system is H-1B workers are like, they're not treated very well. They're like...
No, they're not treated very well. And because of the fact that they realize they're not treated very well, they're also not that dedicated.
Yeah.
Like they literally bail the first moment that they, they could.
Yeah, and it's, the work is shoddy. Like, yes, look, if you like, two things can be true at the same time. It's not good to import a shitload of foreign labor. It's also not good to treat the labor that you have imported like an indentured servant. Like, both of those things are bad.
Yes.
And you should probably, be willing to pay natural born Americans of all races, by the way, not just white Americans, ethno-nats, shut the fuck up. We know an extremely talented coder in California who's Pakistani, and well, he's actually working, but he's American born, so he.
No, he's not American born. He's not American born.
I thought he was born here in the States.
No. He moved here when he was 6.
Was his brother born here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's the confusion then. All right. Well, okay, but still, he's not an H-1B recipient. He's a citizen. But
he's
still,
a citizen because his parents moved here like when and
But
they weren't like a refugee or anything. Like they actually moved here legally because of merits and shit.
Yeah. It's just like, oh no, we're we got to get out of Pakistan. We're being discriminated against.
Yeah, because they're
It's like, why are you being discriminated? Well, yeah, because I was gonna make a joke. It's like, why are you being discriminated against in Pakistan? Because we're Indian. Wait. Nah, I'm just joking. Not all Pajeets are the same.
No, they are. They really are.
No, isn't there wasn't there like some kind of like when the Indians that now live in the area that we now know as Pakistan, didn't they mix with another group of people who were already there?
Yeah, I'm just saying that because I quite literally do not care.
No, I know. I'm just asking, like, historically. Like, isn't there like some? Like,
probably
they are still
that entire area of the world is just a mess.
Yeah, I know.
There's so many. Like the Indians can actually claim that they're actually related to the Mongols as well, because like the Tamerlane and the Turks or the Turkic peoples that moved into the area. It's like, the entire world is just one giant mess. There's no point making sense of it.
When I grow up, I'm going to become an army and I'm going to bomb India for Pakistan. Fucking love that video.
Sweet.
That kid is hilarious. And then the fucking, like, the teacher lady who's, like, holding the microphone. Oh, he's going to bomb India.
He's going to become army. He's going to bomb India for Pakistan.
For Pakistan. I love that kid. I wonder what that kid's doing now, because that video is old. Like, I wonder what.
Dead.
Yeah. During the skirmish between India and Pakistan a couple months ago, he died there. He actually did become an army and tried to bomb India for Pakistan. And
Pakistan, and ended up getting bombed because Pakistan was using inferior Chinese bullshit.
God, it's like it's just like imagine you're a Pakistani kid and you have been propagandized your entire life to think when this shit pops off, we are gonna fuck India up. We are gonna fuck them up. We got them. And then finally the shit pops off and the Indians blow the shit out of you and you basically call a ceasefire within like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what has that got to do to you mentally? Like, oh no, my whole life is a lie.
story of Pakistan, basically. Like, it's just
like, even if,
like, literally, if you look at every engagement, like, look, I'm not taking India's side here because India, but like, if you look at literally every engagement that they had, it's always Pakistan start. It's literally the story of Israel and all the other Muslim nations, right?
Yeah,
Muslim nations start shit. They get their ass fucking handed to them. They call for a ceasefire. That's like.
And then they eventually break the ceasefire. They get their ass kicked again. Rinse, repeat.
Yep.
A tale as old as time. What is up with that? Like, what is up with the subcontinent in North Africa? They always do that. Like, this is like their entire history. They're constantly doing this shit to each other. The Middle East, North Africa, the subcontinent, it's just a long story of ceasefires and attempted genocides. And they just keep doing this. Like, look, for all the shit that, like, East Asians talk about each other and Southeast Asians talk about each other, you all eventually you eventually all just kind of, like, stopped trying to genocide each other, and now you're just content to, like...
No, we don't try to genocide each other. I think that's the difference.
Oh.
Is that, we hate each other and we trash talk, but, like, I think the main difference is the fact that we hate outsiders more than we hate each other.
Yeah,
I think that really comes down to that.
It's like I love this meme. It's like get a fucking. It's like get a Han Chinese, a Hong Kong Chinese, a Korean, and a Japanese guy. Put them in a voice chat. Watch them fucking talk shit to each other. Then immediately introduce a black guy into there and watch how quickly they unify.
And they immediately turn on the black guy. Yeah, exactly.
Instantly they lock arms in fucking East Asian unity.
Yep.
But then you have, you got a whole fucking birth rate problem, and you got to start importing foreign labor, and you can easily import a bunch of, like, Europeans and, Americans and Canadians and stuff like that. But instead, you go for Africans and Indians because you can pay them less.
No, well, Japan's already regretting that, so there's that.
Yeah, well, hopefully they regret it so much that they stop doing it.
Well, they're already stopping. That's the thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. They need, yeah, you guys, Japan, you guys really, well, here's the thing. Japan is probably, well, no, it's going to happen to South Korea first. But East Asia in general, they're going to be the people who have the first time we're going to see a country seriously get fucked up by population collapse, it's going to happen there first. It's going to be like a portent of things to come if we don't get birth rates in the West kind of sorted out. Like, if we don't start having kids again, like, and I've long said that, like, population collapse is bad. It's not going to be a good thing when it actually happens, but it's not going to be the end of the world, because when you isolate for certain communities are still having children way above birth rate. Listen, okay, I live in the American South where all the poor, stupid people live, and hoes around here are having 4 and 5 children. Okay, like, we do not have isolate for Kentucky. We do not have a birth rate problem. Like, anyway, yeah, Department of Education, fuck them. Speaking of Kentucky, there was a shooting last week. I covered it on the show. A guy got pulled over in his car by a cop because his license plate registered to him revealed, that he had an arrest warrant out for him. He shot the cop. The cop lived, by the way, but he shot the cop who pulled him over, got out of his car, carjacked another person. He didn't shoot that person, just took their car. Drove to a church that I've seen, by the way. Never been to, I've never been inside it, but I've literally driven past this church.
Of course, he's a fucking heathen, that's why.
Well, yes. I was about to say no. It's because I'm not, and then I remembered, well, it's a Baptist church, so technically yes. I was about to say it's because I'm not a member, but I am technically. My name is in the Book of Life. I was baptized in my Protestant heresy. Listen, I was baptized, okay, which means my name went into the Book of Life, and I'm going to get into heaven no matter what I do. So.
No, you won't. You need to repent and find Christ first, you goddamn heretic.
I was baptized. I told you I was saved and baptized already. I just lapsed.
No, you just need to. Oh,
I know. I need to come to the true church, right?
That's you need to come to. Yes.
Yes, the true church.
You need to come to Christ.
The Church of Christ in St. Peter. Yes, of course.
The one holy apostolic and Catholic Church. Yes.
Of course. But no, well, the joke I was about to make is because it's not my denomination, but then I remember, no, it is literally a Baptist church. It is my denomination.
That's pretty funny. It's very funny.
Yes, but no, I have literally driven down that road. Well, one time when I was up in Lexington, I drove down that road and I literally saw that church. So I know the area. But anyway, he shot the cop. Cop lived, but he shot the cop that that pulled him over, carjacked somebody, drove to this church, shot 4 people, killing 2 of them. Rip. Bad stuff. This kind of stuff normally doesn't happen in Kentucky. Unfortunately, this wasn't like a Texas church where he came in there with a gun and every parishioner stood up and shot him. One of the most base videos I've ever seen, by the way. I fucking love that video. A Texas church, some guy comes in there with a gun and is like six dudes stand up out of the crowd and fucking draw down on him and shoot him. Is beautiful. But because look, Kentucky is we have like Texas level gun laws in Kentucky. We don't need a license to concealed carry. Like we have private gun sales, but like it's so safe here. We don't carry everywhere. We should for situations like this. But anyway, the reason why I bring this up is because
it's not expected. It's not expected. Yeah. That's the thing.
Well, I think I said last week, is earlier this week, but I said that I would cover him, the shooter, if the information about who he was is confirmed, and it's been confirmed. This is his name. His name was Guy E. House. He's from Lexington. He's actually from the area. He is a rapper. In his late 40s, he's like 47.
He's a rapper.
Christ. And not only is he a rapper, he's a Muslim convert.
Of course he was.
He converted to Islam. And he's all about that free Palestine shit. Look, there he is wearing the little...
Of course he was.
Wearing the little cap and wearing the keffiyeh.
Of course he was. Why do they always turn out like this, by the way?
I don't
know.
Like,
they just turn out to be like the biggest wiggers ever.
Now, to be fair, attacking the church does not seem to necessarily have to do necessarily with him being a Muslim. It is apparently had to do with like some kind of issue he had with the two women that he killed. He killed two women, and it was involving his daughter. His daughter, something involved with her. She's disabled, and anyway, let's see here. But yeah, Guy E. House. This is the Financial Express. I don't know what where this website is out of. It's out of India because FE Hindi. So yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Of
course it is.
Despite law enforcement authorities' silence as of now, social media erupted with claims about a certain man being responsible for all the horrifying development. This article is from before it was confirmed that it was him, but this is the guy. Widely circulating X post alleges that Kentucky church shooters identified as Guy E. House, a free Palestine radical leftist. Another post said, Guy E. House, a radical pro-Palestine leftist with anti-Trump and pro-immigration views, has been identified as the gunman in today's Lexington, Kentucky church shooting that left 2 women dead and several injured, including a state trooper. In a third tweet, a user even went as far as suggesting that they had grown up with the big dummy who did this. They claimed he was trying to be a rapper since he was a kid. And word is that he was still chasing that dream at 55 plus years old. He's not 55, he's 47. Responding to the post, responding to a post that read, a Lexington, Kentucky shooter is a free Palestine Muslim named Guy E. House. He hates Christians. Some other user, ex-user said, Guy Estelle House is 47 years old. He has many arrests going back to 1999 for drunkenness.
Estelle?
Estelle.
Oh my goodness!
Not Estelle. Estelle.
Estelle. Okay.
Yes. The masculine version. Yeah, I know the masculine version of the same name though. For drunkenness, traffic offenses, and possession of weapons by a felon, really doubt there's any ideology here. And like I said, from what I understand, it has to do with. It's not covered in. Shout out to Laura Loomer. She's involved. She's part of this. In this article, she was one of the ones who put out his name and like who he is and everything, and of course she really latched on to the whole he's a free Gaza Muslim. Yeah. Yep. Well, he's a white guy, but he's pro Palestine, and yeah. Shout out to my Jewish mommy. Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers said the shooting spree began the now injured state trooper. Editing is bad. If you're going to put out articles in English, you should edit them better. But if this really is a Indian news website, then I can understand at least to some degree why. Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers said the shooting spree began with the now injured state, or when the now injured state trooper pulled over the vehicle near the Bluegrass Airport in Lexington. I've been to that airport multiple times. The officer stopped the gunman after he received a license plate reader alert in the area. Just before noon, the Kentucky shooter took aim at the officer and fled the scene after carjacking a different car to reach Richmond Road Baptist Church in southwest Lexington. It's likely that it's possible that he was already on his way to the church to do this. But others speculate that he only did this because he already had an arrest warrant and he wanted to take care of it before he went back to jail. Once other officers caught up to him at the church, both sides opened fire, resulting in the gunman being fatally shot. Preliminary information indicates that the suspects may have had a connection to individuals at the church. That's the whole thing with his daughter and the two women who are keeping him from seeing her.
Yeah,
Weather said, adding that 4 people were struck by gunfire at the church. And then our governor here in Kentucky, Andy Beshear, gave the very
Kentucky Bashir.
Yeah, Governor Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky. Kentucky, we are aware of a series of incidents in Lexington around one suspect, including a trooper-involved shooting. Yeah, anyway, pray, thoughts and prayers, all that shit. But yeah, no, this is the guy that did it, Guy E. House. He is dead. He was a rapper. He's got a music video up on YouTube, and it sucks. I watched it. It's dog shit. It's really bad. It's not just that these people are always musicians. It's also that they're really bad at it.
Yep.
Like, you remember Macho Man Tranny Savage, the GameStop tranny from 2018?
Yes.
He's a rapper, too.
Yes. What?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No, I didn't. I know about, his previous arrest records and shit.
Yeah, he's a rapper, too.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I found the video. I'm going to have to... here, let me see if I can find him.
Oh, no.
Yep, let me see if I can find these, because these are too funny not to watch.
This is just... You've already given me cringe by reading that bloody letter, made-up letter from...
Oh, I know, but it's still... Oh my God, come on, where is this rap video? I know it's out here. I watched it. I watched it just the other day. I can't find it. Maybe it got taken down. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I can't go into my YouTube history, watch history, because I'll fucking never find it. I'll be scrolling down there because I watch a lot of YouTube videos. So, where the fuck? I can't even remember his rap name. This isn't it. This isn't. No, I thought I found it there for a second, but it isn't it. Oh God! And what was the?
You're just not gonna find it.
No, I can find it. Instead of searching YouTube, I'll just search Google. I'm telling you, I saw this thing, and it is so bad. I will find this. I remember his rap name now. I'm going to find this video and oh my God, it's so bad. You know what he calls himself, his rap name? Honky Kong.
What?
You know, like Donkey Kong? But honky is an old, black slang word for white people.
Yeah, I know, but...
And then he capitalizes KY in honky to signify that he's from Kentucky. It's hysterical. My God, he had a song called White Privilege. But that's not the video I'm looking for. I can't find. He's got one video.
You're hurting me here.
Really bad.
You're hurting me, puppy. Don't you see how much you're hurting me?
You know, and I want to hurt you.
I see.
I want you to suffer as I have suffered. Oh, it turns out he's not the only person who called himself Honky Kong, so that's a problem. I will find this video because it is fucking bad. It's hysterically bad. Nah, fuck it. Okay, I'm wasting too much time with this. Let me see if I can find Macho Man Tranny Savage's rap video. And I cannot remember. I'm about to sneeze because I'm allergic to this cringe. Oh God, I know this exists. I fucking this is not. I will not be Mandela affected. Okay, I can't find either one of these music videos, but I posted it before. So I know it exists. But anyway, let's move on. This is probably the funniest story of the week, by the way. Someone hacked Elmo's someone hacked Elmo's Twitter account, the Muppet Elmo from Sesame Street, and went full Juiceberg, went full Nazi. Like I said, funniest story of the week. I thought this was fucking absolutely hysterical. I laughed so hard at it.
You know why? You know why Elmo turned full Nazi?
Why?
Because they trannified his best friend Grok.
Oh yeah, they turned Grok into a waifu.
Yeah, they turned Grok into a blonde, twin-tailed anime waifu.
Based.
They tried to find him. I didn't know Twitter is now Iran. We should bomb Twitter. They're developing a nuclear weapon that will destroy the world.
They're developing Gay
Anime
artificial intelligence.
waifus.
They're developing AI that's
Gay
turning.
anime waifus. Oh no, it's going to end the human race.
I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the AI that's turning the frickin' AI gay.
They're
But
putting
Elmo,
chemicals in the water that turn the freaking gay.
the gay eye.
The guy.
Well, you said that turns
This
the
is
gay. You
horrible.
said that turns the gay eye gay, and I'm just like, yeah, the gay
Gay
eye.
eye, gay.
That's perfect.
Gay eye.
It's
Yes.
they.
Disgusting.
But
Disgusting.
Elmo,
Disgusting.
Elmo, the beloved Sesame Street character, went full Nazi in the series of social media posts after its official account was hacked on Sunday. The post, which
Turns out the theme song of Elmo's World is Auf der Heide blut ein kleines Blümelein. Und das heißt Erika.
la 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 Hitler's World. The post, which have now since been deleted, featured the children's icon, who is usually known to push positive and apolitical content, saying nasty words about Jews while pushing QAnon conspiracy theories about Jeffrey Epstein. Go down here and read. It would appear as though Elmo has been selected as Columbia University's next president. Elmo says all Jews should die. Fuck Jews. Donald Trump is Netanyahu's puppet because he is in the Epstein files. Jews control the world and need to be exterminated. Elmo, release the files, Donald Trump, child fucker. Elmo, kill all Jews. This is so fucking funny to me. Oh, man. I love everything about this. I thought it was just so fucking funny. This is not the first time an official social media account was presumably hacked to spread anti-Semitic vile. As Breitbart News reported last year, Ford Motor Company's account on X implicitly or inexplicably posted a series of anti-Israel screeds that may or may not have been the result of a hack. All eyes on Gaza. Israel is a terrorist state. Free Palestine. I do not believe that the Ford Motor Company did that, or you might have had a bad actor inside the Ford Motor Company that did this, but I don't think this was done. No matter what, whoever did this wasn't. It might have been hacked. It might have been an insider. Either way, this was not the official stance of Ford.
Yep.
It's just fucking release the files, Donald Trump, child fucker.
It would appear as though Elmo has been selected as Columbia University's next president.
I know, it's hilarious.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, whoever hacked the Elmo account, I wonder how people pull this off. How do you Obviously,
how do you get past the 2FA?
I mean, that's the
$1 million question, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that's the fucking yeah.
How do you get past the 2FA? Because
I
don't even use Twitter all that much, and I get so annoyed by the fact that shit happens to me. Every time I have to log in, I have to do this 2FA thing. It's bruh.
Yeah, but I just this was so fucking funny to me that I named the whole episode about it, even though we really didn't talk about this very much. Aryan Elmo, because it's funny. But yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings also got their shit hacked. In 2018, the restaurant chain Buffalo Wild Wings was forced to publicly apologize after its then Twitter account featured a series of racist and raunchy posts that sent the internet ablaze. Well, we were hacked, and it wasn't funny. It was kind of funny. We apologize. Yeah, we apologize.
The best fast food related, fast food quote unquote related viral story that I in recent years that I remember is Cracker Barrel and Brad's wife.
Yes, that was pretty funny.
That's beautiful.
Yep. I remember like when Wendy, like the Wendy's official. Do you have Wendy's in Australia? Do you guys have Wendy's?
Nope.
Oh goddamn! Y'all got fucking.
We got nothing, bruh. That's the thing. Like
Well,
literally,
you
the
have McDonald's.
the only American thing we have here is like KFC, McDonald's, and Burger King, and even then, it's not called bloody Burger King. So
No, nowhere in the former British colonial world is Burger King called Burger King except for America, and you guys get Hungry Jacks. That's what it's called, right? Hungry Jacks.
yes,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Are they still called Whoppers?
yes.
Okay, good.
Everything else, literally everything is the same. The menu is the same, all that. Well, obviously, except for the size difference because America.
Yeah, because
But,
we're all fat.
yeah, dude, I've seen your
I
your
know.
small is quite literally our large. I cannot comprehend this. This is
God,
Bro.
I hope I get to travel to Australia one day, like and fucking and like I can't wait because I've also heard that not like I've heard the food like tastes different. That like you guys use a different quality of meat and everything.
our meat is better. We literally export. So
You were roboting. Say that again.
our at least beef and lamb are better because we literally export food to the whole world. So
I see. I did not know that. But yeah,
yeah, like there was a I can't remember how long ago this was, but there was a story a while back where China tried to punish Australia by tariffing our beef and lamb exports to China, and after like a week they had to relent because they realized how much they exported from Australia, how much they imported from Australia. Sorry.
well, that'll
It was like the majority of their actual beef supply, and it wasn't like 51% or whatever. It was like something ridiculous, like closer to like 80.
yeah. They should probably use some of they should probably start making their own beef. Probably be good for them.
I don't think they can. That's the problem.
I mean, I can't imagine why. Like they've got land. They've got land to spare.
Well, they've kind of toxified that land. That's the thing. Like, if you understand just how much food China has to import, like they cannot make their own food. If literally the whole world decided to just stop trading with China, like on food, like this is also why they keep trying to colonize, like neo-colonize Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the moment that like the people who give China foods just says, fuck you, China will starve. It will starve. Like there is no question about that. Like that's the funniest thing that the Communist Party kind of doesn't like talking about is that they made China, which was self-sufficient under the Qing dynasty, in terms of food and supporting its population, into something that is just completely fucked. It's entirely reliant on the outside world. Like that's the one thing that the CCP doesn't want people to realize en masse. It cannot sustain itself, demographically, economically, or even like in terms of food security. It has not. It quite literally only has the financial threat to stand, the financial leg to stand on. That's it, and that entire financial leg, right, relies on the fact that China does not give a shit about ethics.
Yeah.
So, the moment that China gains a conscience, which, let's be fair, it's not going to anytime soon, the entire house of cards of this China is not going to last.
Well, they say no truly atheist nation has ever lasted more than 100 years, and China it's coming up on that. The current version of China.
It's about 80. It's about 76 years old at the moment. So
yeah, they're coming up on that, pretty soon. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is canceled.
Get fucked. Honestly,
Citing
just get fucked.
Yeah, it's a financial decision. TV's ongoing problems with late night have come for Stephen Colbert, with CBS announcing Thursday that it plans to end his late show after the next TV season, citing a financial decision. The maneuver.
Okay, so have I ever told you about the one thing that I know about Stephen Colbert?
What's that?
Is that he's, as you probably would expect with a lot of these types, he's kind of a massive dick.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is a story from ages ago. So, back in 2012, 2013, I was hanging out with a few Scatolator buddies of mine, and apparently one of them met Stephen Colbert when he was on a plane ride.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember from where, but he was in the plane. They met each other in first class, right?
Uh-huh. You cut out, by the way.
No, that's fine. No. So they met each other in first class, and they were sitting right next to each other, and he was kind of starstruck, right? And my friend, former friend, then said something along the lines of, "Oh, he's so much smarter than he lets on TV and all that shit." And I'm like, "Okay, so why do you say that?" He's like, "Oh, because his attention was kind of elsewhere. Like you could tell he was thinking of something else." And I'm just like, "Dude, it just sounds like he was snubbing you." Like he was so Star Trek that he didn't at least from the way he described it, he didn't realize that he was being totally snubbed. Similar to that interaction you had with Andrew Wilson the other day. So and the thing is, this was even before I knew who Stephen Colbert was. The first time he ever came up on my radar was when he started making fun of Trump before the 2015 run.
Oh yeah.
That was the first time I actually even realized who he was. But I'm just like, oh, okay, so who is he? Some late night guy? All right, no worries. Yeah. Well, it just sounds like he fucking snubbed you.
He was originally he worked for Comedy Central for a long time. He was on a bunch of Comedy Central shows. He was a character on a show called Stranger Than Candy, and then he became a part of the Daily Show with Jon Stewart. He was one of Jon Stewart's correspondents, and then he he spiraled. Not spiraled, but he spun off into his own show called I can't even remember, but it was supposed to be a parody of Fox News, a Fox News show. He's playing a super patriotic Republican guy, and it was supposed to be a parody. And there were some moments on there where he was pretty funny. I have to admit, but yeah, no, when he became the host of the Late Show, he went full mask off, and it was just bad. It was really bad stuff. Did you ever see Skibbity Biden?
Actually, that's not his worst thing that I've seen from him. It's the vaccine.
Well, yeah, the vaccine thing was really bad. The dancing needles and all that stuff, that was really bad. But I'm just saying, Skibbity Biden, holy shit. Somebody at the Late Show made this atrocious fucking thing and then approved it to go on air. It's so bad. Have you ever seen it? Did you see Skibbity Biden?
I've heard it, but I haven't seen it. I don't think I want to either. That sounds disgusting. I've heard it played. Skibbity Biden. I'm like, what the actual
Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language.
But the thing is, ultimately, it's his show, technically, right?
Yeah.
So someone at CBS proposed this. One of his editors and writers approved it. He looked at it and went, "Oh, hey, good enough." Bro.
Skibbity Biden, Joe. It's just so bad. You mean to tell me you guys had to slap this piece of shit together? You guys couldn't have actually used the same, I can't remember what the program is that the Russian guy used to make the original Skibbity toilet.
Blender?
Yeah, something like that. But
yeah. Well, I know someone who's making a series on YouTube using Blender, and that's really quite quality work. I'll send it to you later. Yeah.
Oh, well.
But yeah, it's cute. It's an educational program for kids about coding and stuff.
But yeah, it's like I said, the maneuver which ends years of original late night programming at CBS, then started when the network lured David Letterman from NBC in 1993, comes as the economics of wee hour TV began to accelerate, with media companies growing wary of the high price tags involved in producing the shows, while the young viewers they try to attract watch more of them via digital video. Quote, "We consider Stephen Colbert irreplaceable and will retire the Late Show franchise." So yeah, they're not even replacing it. It's over. In May of 2026.
They say, wait, did they say he's replaceable or irreplaceable?
Irreplaceable.
Okay. I thought they said we consider Stephen Colbert replaceable, and I would have been like, oh.
No, they're retiring. The Late Show is over. They're not going to replace him as host. It's just
he murdered it. So, you know what? Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yep. We are proud that Stephen called CBS home. He and the broadcast will be remembered in the pantheon of greats that grace late night television. This is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It is not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount. Colbert, who was who was informed of the network's decision Wednesday evening, according to a person familiar with the matter, told the audience about it at the taping for Thursday's broadcast. "It is a fantastic job. I wish somebody else was getting it," he quipped, while offering thanks to CBS executives and the 200 or so staffers who worked on his program. Audience members booed. "Yeah, I share your feelings," said Colbert. "It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of the Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is just going away." There has been growing speculation that both Colbert and Jon Stewart, who hosts one broadcast, Comedy Central's Daily Show each week, could be under growing scrutiny from executives at Skydance Media, which is slated to acquire Paramount Global, the parent company of both CBS and Comedy Central. David Ellison, who leads Skydance, has projected an image of being intrigued by the politics espoused by President Donald Trump, who Colbert and Stewart routinely skewer in monologues and commentary. Indeed, Senator Adam Schiff, the California Democrat, took to social media Thursday after taping a Late Show broadcast and said, "If Paramount and CBS ended the Late Show for political reasons, the public deserves to know and deserves better." CBS has already been winding down its activity around midnight. The network recently canceled After Midnight, a companion program that aired after the Late Show and featured comedian Taylor Tomlinson. She decided to leave to focus on her own stand-up, even though CBS had sought a third season of the show. It's no secret among staffers and executives associated with late night that the business of the format has been in decline. Young people are the very consumers jumping first to new streaming behaviors that are less tied to watching programs at a specific time and date. Hosts like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Colbert continue to generate headlines and digital memes and still build sizable live audiences that the networks and their distributors and advertisers covet. But less so, and the ranks of the hosts have narrowed in recent years. So too have episodes of the shows. None of the medium's regular hosts hold forth on Friday any longer, with Fallon's tonight the last to give up the fifth night of the week. So yeah, they're not even doing 5 nights a week anymore. Still, CBS's decision has puzzled others in the industry. The exit of a popular late-night host, Stephen Colbert's not popular anymore. He was 15, 20 years ago, but he's not anymore. The late-night host is the kind of thing that might be announced during upfront meetings.
Yeah, when was he actually truly popular?
When he was the host of the Steve. I can't even remember what the show was called, which is sad, but because it was a big deal. I'm going to feel like an idiot whenever the Colbert Report. That's what it was called.
Oh.
The Colbert Report with Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
And it was huge. It was one of the biggest shows on Comedy Central.
Oh, okay.
At one point, it got bigger than The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Like, that's how big it got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never really watched any of these late night guys.
Because it was genuinely funny. Like, even though he was parodying, making fun of right-wingers, like, it was still, like, he had good moments. Like, there was a time he brought Anita Sarkeesian on. This was at, like, the tail end of the show. right at the beginning of like Gamergate stuff. So we're talking 2013, 14, 15. He brings her on there and he actually starts grilling her and makes her look like an idiot. And it was genuinely funny. So, so the show was good. Like, it had good moments. Still, CBS's decisions puzzle. The exit of a proper late-night host is the kind of thing that might be announced during upfront meetings with advertisers in May, so as to boost interest in the program for the last year on air. Indeed, Johnny Carson unveiled his decision to leave NBC's Tonight Show at a presentation to advertisers in 1991. David Letterman was celebrated as one of CBS regular upfront spectacles at Carnegie Hall, a decision that helped whet appetites for the last few months of The Late Show. Some networks with a big hand in the late night game continue to gain support for the shows. NBC wooed Allstate, T-Mobile, and several other big spending advertisers to bolster the recently completed 50th season of Saturday Night Live. The network is trying to do the same thing with a new program featuring Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon called On Brand that has him trying to help market popular products. Wow. So you're like your late night talk show host is so bad and doing so poorly that you have to shill products for megacorps it's ridiculous. But
Yeah. Well, deserved.
yeah,
I sure ain't fucking crying for these niggas.
Colbert will next year wind up a colorful run. When he took over the Late Show in 2015, he had to navigate a new role. He was no longer the bloviating conservative character he portrayed on Comedy Central. He had to instead find ways to be his authentic self, even though he had not revealed such a persona to the public in the past. His first months were riddled with scrutiny and comparison to the Late Show led by James Corden that reveled in games and skits. But Colbert turned a corner in 2016 when he hosted an election night special on Showtime and had to entertain a live New York crowd that stared in disbelief at results showing that Donald Trump would win over Hillary Clinton.
Get fucked.
Colbert found his footing that night and decided to lean heavily into pointed humor at current events. His ratings surged, and the Late Show has often been TV's most watched late night program. And it was before he took over, by the way, so he can't take credit for that.
Mm-hmm. And even during the first Trump term, Gutfeld really overtook him as well already. So.
Yeah. Yep. And Fox News is still doing okay. Like, it is not immune to the sufferings of TV news, but it's still.
No, it's going to go. It's going to be the last of the dinosaurs to go, I think.
Yeah. It's still doing okay financially. Anyway, good news. Final story of the day, and then we're gonna call it a show. But illegal border crossings have hit a record monthly low, according to CBP.
Ooh.
So I voted for this. I voted for this, and I'm
getting linking to the story from the beginning. It's like, dude, this is the shit that people voted for, not the Epstein thing.
And Trump didn't even campaign on the Epstein files. Like, go back and watch all of his speeches. He never talked about it. He got asked one time in one interview about it, and he was non-committal then. He was all like, yeah, I'll do it. It depends. There's a lot of loony theories out there, so it depends on what's in them. But yeah, I could release them, sure. Is basically what he said. So even then, he was talking about how he thought a lot of the conspiracy theories around the Epstein files were kind of crazy. But but it was not like a major campaign promise of his. He was asked one time in one interview whether he would do it or not, and he was very non-committal. He said he would, depending, whatever. There were 25,228 total encounters nationwide in June. Down from, I skipped the whole fucking sentence up here. Illegal border crossings fell to their lowest level in June, with no parole releases of illegal immigrants, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection data released on Tuesday. There were 25,228 total encounters nationwide in June, down from 29,478 in the previous month. The data showed. This marks the lowest monthly total ever recorded by CBP, the agency stated.
Recorded?
Yeah.
Damn.
Border Patrol apprehensions nationwide also dropped to a historic low, with 8,000 with 8,024 apprehensions recorded last month compared to 10,357 in May, the data showed. Of that total, Border Patrol agents apprehended 6,072 illegal immigrants at the southwest border, making a 15% decline from the March record of 7,183. CBP recorded its lowest single-day apprehension total on June 28th with just 136 apprehensions, according to the data. For a second consecutive month, the agency reported 0 illegal immigrants releases along the southwest border. The agency has also seen a 13% increase in nationwide seizures of illicit drugs, such as fentanyl and methamphetamine in June compared to the previous month, which underscores efforts to combat cartel-driven smuggling routes at the border. Methamphetamine seizures surged roughly 102% compared to May. So they've doubled in a month.
That's very good.
CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott said that these figures were proof of the agency's commitment to protecting the country with relentless focus under the Trump administration. Quote, from shutting down illegal crossings to seizing fentanyl and forcing billions in tariffs, CBP is delivering results on every front, Scott said in a statement. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated July 2nd that the Trump administration has delivered the most secure border in American history as demonstrated by the latest figures. Quote, the world is hearing our message. The border is closed to lawbreakers. Under President Trump, our Border Patrol agents are empowered to do their jobs once again, secure our border, and protect the American people. After taking office for the second term in January 20th, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at securing our borders, directing his administration to build barriers at the border, deter and prevent the entry of illegal immigrants, remove promptly all aliens who enter or remain in violation of federal law, and pursue criminal charges against illegal aliens who violate immigration laws. The order said the United States has seen a large-scale invasion at an unprecedented level over the past 4 years, with millions of illegal immigrants entering the country, including potential terrorists, foreign spies, members of cartels, and other hostile actors with malicious intent.
Well, we had a little army coming into the border every fucking month, on average. Every day sometimes.
Remember, you and I, this was a couple years ago now, but you and I very specifically got very, very autistic about that one crossing that Douyin in China was teaching Chinese immigrants how to sneak through. That one gap in the border wall where all you had to do was like walk around it and you could just walk right into the country. Like, So yes, this idea that China is not using the southern border to flood our country with immigrants is like they're literally, it's on their version of TikTok. They have influencers teaching their people how to sneak into our country.
And you can obviously like say, oh, that's not the Chinese government. It's just random influencers. It's like, dude, who owns that platform?
Yeah,
anything that's on there is approved by the Chinese government. Okay?
Douyin and Xiaoyang Shu, and it's all CCP. To further tighten border security, Trump issued a memo on April 11th authorizing the military to take control of land along the U.S.-Mexico border as part of efforts to curb illegal immigration and drug trafficking. The memo does not apply to Native American reservations, but does extend to the Roosevelt Reservation, a 60-foot wide corridor owned by the federal government running along the U.S.-Mexico border in California, Arizona, and New Mexico. It also authorized Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to treat areas where troops are deployed as military installations, granting him the authority to protect those zones and restrict access as necessary. So yeah, I voted for this, dog. And this is and it's working. That's the best part. It's working.
Yep.
It's what we like. This is what we like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, like again, seriously, like I just this is more important than the whole shenanigans with Epstein.
Yeah, way more important.
The fact that this is still like this is stuff that is going on and is not being talked about because I don't know. Like I guess this is just what we expected, but it's like, look, what we expect is something that still needs the support of people in order to happen. So,
Indeed, and but yeah, and here's the thing: it's tangible victories. That's one of the reasons why I don't think the Epstein thing is going to be a huge it's definitely going to be a black mark on the legacy. historic, like future generations are going to look back on this really bad. But here now at the time, like it's not like we have been winning so consistently over the last 6 months that like this is such a nothing. It's an L, but it's such a tiny L that nobody cares. It's like you're having the best day ever and you accidentally stub your toe. It sucks, but did it ruin your day? No. You know. And that's the way the news goes. That's
Is that what Colbert used to like? End his
no.
stuff
That was a
with?
Rick and Morty reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rick made a joke about how he has tons of catchphrases, and it's a bunch of things that he's never said before and hasn't said since. They were just in that episode. And one of the things, it shows a clip of Rick saying, "That's the way the news goes." It's stupid. It's Rick and Morty nonsense. But yeah, no, good times. Like I said, the Epstein files, bad, not the end of the world. I don't think this is going to cost us the midterms or any of that dumb shit people are saying, you know. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm not ready to fucking turn on Trump over this. And yeah, fuck you if you are, really. Like if this is what it took to shake your confidence, you were never really part of it in the first place.
Well, I mean, they were already like moaning and whining about Iran.
Yeah, that was a big thing, yeah. Well, even I
So
at
it's like,
first was like "Meh," about Iran, but then like I was proven wrong. I'm like, okay, so he had a plan, he stuck to it.
no, I mean, they're still moaning and whining about Iran.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, dude, are you serious right now? Like, did you not? Okay, all right, whatever. Like, I just know that you're not like you're not a fellow traveler. Like, you're not saying these in good faith in like an actual thing. You just don't like Trump, and that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, like somebody took out somebody. I should have added it to the show map. I say that every show, something I should have added and didn't. But somebody laid out a list of all the influencers currently whining about the Epstein files and showing that like literally everyone on this list was previously supported DeSantis. Now they didn't include all the people on the list of all the people who were not DeSantis people, Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, others. But yeah, like, and that's where I got like like Matt Walsh was on that list, and we mentioned him earlier. But like he was a DeSantis guy. Ben Shapiro was a DeSantis guy, even though Ben Shapiro has been taking Trump's side on this. But
yeah.
Fucking Stephen King took Trump's side on this, surprisingly enough.
Stephen King?
Yeah, he tweeted out that this is stupid. There's nothing in the Epstein files.
As in the horror author?
Yeah, Stephen King. Yes.
Like that actual like literal retard communist?
Yes, who hates Donald Trump. He defended Donald Trump. Well, he didn't defend Donald Trump. He just said that the Epstein file conspiracy theory was stupid. He didn't really defend Trump. He just kind of agreed with him, I guess.
Yeah, but that's still pretty funny.
It is. It really is. But anyway, that was a show. So hopefully next week we'll just have like more just like good news. And like hopefully the news cycle will have moved on and we can stop fucking whining like as a movement about this thing. Like hopefully these grand jury testimonies get unsealed and we actually get some like something. Give us something to chew on.
Yeah, I just want that shit to actually just finish. Fucking thing. Like let's release all this, and get all this shit done. Right?
Indeed. But all right, fucking you guys have a good weekend and we will see you next Saturday. Where's the button? Where's my button? I gotta find the button. Where the hell? There's the button.